I want to give you guys a quick little glimpse of my craft room, crochet studio, whatever you want to call it. So I came over here yesterday and we were doing some work in the house, and I decided to just tackle this room. So I didn't like film it or anything. It was just like not that interesting the third time over, if you know what I mean. So I just decided to just do it. So initially I couldn't even get in here. I'm out of breath because there were so many bags. So in here I have a bunch of yarn called Stash Goals that I actually want to do a whole video on. I ordered that from Premier, and it's supposed to be like their inexpensive yarn. So I just want to see how I like that. These doors need to come out because this dresser is actually going to go in there. This is full of like shipping materials, and that's some leftover yarn. Don't have a place for my safety eyes yet. So I have 2 desks. Is it better if I do this or this? I think I'll do that. So this is going to be where I do most of my crocheting and filming. I recently bought this. I will link it down below. I absolutely love the color. I tried to tie this into that, and I like the way it goes together. And I will link everything down below if I can find it. If I can't find it, I will not link it. I just put a few things on the windowsill. This is a little fun fact. This is one of the first things that I ever crocheted. And I think he's so funny. It was one of the first patterns I ever tried. I love cats, so it was like one of the first things. And then this little chicken is from Kylie Creates. And I just wanted to order something from another maker that I could decorate my room with, and I really like the way that little chicken looks. I have my 3D printer over there in the corner. I'm going to be getting a piece of furniture for that. Right now it's just sitting on some crates. So over here I have my pegboard with all my paints. I cannot wait to get started painting safety eyes and restock my Etsy shop, but right now it's kind of closed down. And I put all my tools in here. I have like cards for labeling, bags for shipping. These are stickers for shipping. These are the tags I use when I go to markets, not the store. Hot glue gun. By the way, this was so easy to do. If you don't know how to do it, go back and look at my previous Set Up My Craft Studio with me, and I explain how to do that. And here I have some stickers for my printer, which, by the way, is not working. It doesn't print anything out. It's just like no ink at all, and I've only used it a couple of times. So if you guys have this printer, let me know. It's a thermal printer. Let me know if you have this one, because it is not printing at all. And I even got this thing to hold the stickers. Here's my little cactus light that has to plug into my computer. Over here I have this is just oops, it's not plugged in. This is my light from Walmart. I love this one. It has like 3 little shelves. Let me plug it in so you guys can see it. Oops. And I put just some little doodads. I like to collect little glass characters. There, it's lit up. I like to collect these little glass characters. Kaylin, my daughter, gave me this one for Mother's Day. Super sweet. My sister gave me a couple of these, I think from Dollywood. She knows how much I like little glass characters. And then I think I bought this for myself, this little bird and this mushroom. And then down here I have a glass elephant and then a little ladybug that I think is so cute. And I have nothing down there. Okay, let's go ahead and show you the main attraction, which is the yarn wall. Are you ready for it? It's up. So this is my yarn wall. It took me about 3 hours to get all this unbagged. I tried to organize it as best I could. This is mostly velvet, and this is all like Posh and Naughty Ball. And then this is also Posh and Naughty Ball, except for those 2 skeins right there. And then up here starts Bernat. I have yellows, multicolors, grays, greens, creams, and whites. I actually need to buy some more white yarn. Blue, and then down here is Premier Parfait, like the polka dot yarn. And then up here I have purples, some reds, pinks, pink multis. This is all gumdrop yarn, blues, and this is like mixed up yarn. I don't even know what it is. And this row over here is mostly like XL yarn. A lot of it is plush, and a lot of it is Bernat XL. Wait, is it Bernat XL? I can't remember. Some of it is Naughty Ball. And then way up here, I have Fluffy Flex. So I was able to get these lights up. I'm telling you what, when I unpacked these lights, it was one big giant ball of lights. It probably took me a good 2 hours to untangle. I have my whale up here. He's gone to lots of markets with me but never sold. So I decided that he's not going to any more markets. He's just gonna stay with me. And then I have Crochet by Jenna's dragon here. He's so cute. He's got his little cup of hot chocolate in his lap. So that's my whole craft room. And I'm really excited for the winter when I can come back here and work. Like I said, this dresser is going in that closet, and then I'll be able to put all the rest of this stuff in that closet. And I really like the way the room turned out. Even though it's not as big as the other room, I think in some ways it's cozier. And honestly, it's, some of you are gonna be like, that's actually a big room, but it has really good lighting. I really like the lighting. So this is my craft room. Just wanted to give you a sneak peek. This is tomorrow's project. Pricing all of this stuff. So hopefully you'll hang out with me while I do that so we can talk about prices. But I want to show you that while I was running errands over the last couple of days, I made all of these octos. There are like 101 different patterns out there on Instagram that are free, but for mine, what I did was 8 single crochets in the magic ring. Then I did 8 increases, and then single crochet, double crochet all the way around, which I think equals 24. And then I made 1, 2, 24 rows. And then when I got to this row, I did a single crochet decrease, which I want to say equaled 16, but I can't remember. And then I did a front loop. I think I did maybe 1 more row, and then I did front loop only. And I chained for the little tentacles. I did chain 4, single crochet, first chain, half double crochet, second chain, slip stitch, third chain, and then I slip stitched back into the front loop only. And then after I've done all 8 tentacles, and I did a slip stitch in between each one, then I went back and just decreased all the back loops only, and then now all I have to do is add the eyes. And we've got a whole basket of octos to take to the market on Saturday. So I made 2 in this really pretty burnout color, 2 in purple variegated. This reminds me of the Zing Dot color, but I can't remember the name of it. But I made 3 in this one, 2 in mystical purple, and I made 1 in this really pretty purple variegated yarn, and I made 1 in blue mystical, or I guess this is a purpley mystical. So yeah, that gives us a good amount of octos. I'm gonna charge $5 for these, and now I just have to add the eyes and stuff them. You'll have to excuse my no makeup face. It just wasn't happening today. I'm gonna use 12mm eyes. I think these are 12, they might be 14. I'm gonna use these for the safety eyes, and then I think I'm gonna choose a few and do embroidered eyes, just because I do have babies come in. People come in with babies and they want to have little squishy creature to play with that does not involve safety eyes. So I'm gonna choose a few, and how did those look? Does that look big enough? And then I'm going to, yeah, embroider the eyes. So let's see how this size looks. This is gonna be super easy. We're just gonna add the eyes. And I love these little ones because you don't need any special tool because I don't have the tool here with me. Stuff them, and then we're gonna cinch it, and then we will be all done. Good news, I brought the red yarn back so that I can finish my lobster tomorrow. I think I'll do this one. Oop, no, sorry, I already did that one. I think I'll make this one embroidered. So we'll just leave that alone. And then I think I'll make this one embroidered, so we'll leave that one alone. And then I think I'll embroider this one. I figured this might be a good color for boys, or like a child who doesn't like pink. I spent the last couple of days, or actually it feels like a couple of days. It was literally one day. So yesterday was my birthday. I'm the big 5'3", and we went uptown to spend it with my twin sister because I have a twin. And I don't even remember what we did. We went to Algonquin, which is a really cool town. It's a really small, cute little town, like a little shopping town. And they have a really pretty walking trail along the water and like the most amazing beach. I wanna go back when I'm in my bathing suit and I can actually swim because the water is truly clear. It's really pretty. But my family, they're not really into that. So I'll go back like with my daughter, and then we can go swimming and like hang out on the beach. So we did that, and then that night we went to a Mexican restaurant because like we hadn't eaten enough already. We went to a Mexican restaurant called Salsa, which was very delicious. And then we went back and just did, like, I worked on my craft room, which I showed you, till like midnight, and then I slept really well. Got up this morning and I was just working on projects around the house. Like, I got my craft room done, and the garage was like filled with boxes, like literally trash, bins, bags, boxes, things that the previous owners had left. So we had to hire somebody to come and haul all that away in 2 truckloads. So that was a relief to have all of that gone, because honestly it was looking pretty bad outside the house. And then we went to Freeport. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this later, but I went to Freeport because I wanted to get my stuff out of the stores. I have 2 different stores that my stuff is in. And when I got there, she was like, I don't understand why, you know, you want to take your stuff out. You actually made money this month, and it was only your first month, and you did really well. And so I was like, let's sit down and talk about it. So we sat down, and she explained, so the way she set up the contract, it says that you have a membership fee of $100. Then below that, it says rental fee. And then it breaks it down by like whatever you've rented, like the space you've rented. And then after that, it says 30%. So I got a little confused there, because guess what? The membership fee is the rent. And I said, well, why don't you just call it rent? Why are you calling it 2 different things on the same contract? So she said, yeah, I can see why that seems a little confusing. So actually I didn't do too bad. If I told you the numbers, which I'll tell you later, they're not great, but it wasn't as busy as it could have been. If I was only renting in 1 store, it wouldn't have been as bad. So basically I paid 30% of my fee of my sales plus $100 of rent in each store. Well, because one of the stores I sold like 3 things, then that $100 I ended up paying. But the other store, which was busier, I ended up selling $502 of merchandise. And so that store, it was $150 was the 30%. Then I paid $100 in rent. So that wasn't as bad. If my sales had been even higher, my husband was explaining to me, then the margin of profit goes up. So July and August should be better. And she did say that as people get to know you, your area becomes more popular, because people, you know, come back and shop there. Like the locals will come back and shop there. Also, it's very busy right now because it is summer in Maine. So I said, so this is so funny. I took everything out, put it in the bin, put it in the truck. We went shopping for a little while, and then I went back to the other store and talked to her. And then I said, okay, well, you think I'm like such an idiot if I just put everything back? And she said, no, I'm so happy. We were so sad that you were taking your stuff out. So my husband went back to the truck, got the bin, we put the stuff out. I actually had a good amount of inventory. I need to go back later and really like write it all down. And then when I left, I looked at my sales report, and I had already sold another mousse. So I need to make some mousse. So I just added all the eyes, and now I need to go back and stuff all of these. The bad news is my husband ordered a rowboat. And even though I just got here on the island, I have to take the next boat out, drive them to this put out area, wait 2 hours for the next boat to come back. And then that's gonna be a long time, and it's gonna be tiring, but look how pretty all of these are. So these are all my octos. I think these would probably sell really well in the store. I was looking at the things that have sold. I haven't sold anything big. A mousse is the largest thing I've sold, and the puffin, and it was $28. So I need to have more things like this. So I'm thinking of making even more of these and putting a basket in the store as well, or like both stores. But I sold almost all my pickles. I only had 2 pickles left. I sold 5. I'll go over all my sales later. She's sending me a sales report, and I will go over all of the things I sold, bestsellers, and all that stuff for the month of June. But let's go ahead and start stuffing. I'm gonna put them on this bench so you guys can see how cute they are. This is a little bench, like a little step-up bench. This one, 2 purples, 2 neutrals, and this one is different. Put that one over here. Polka dots. That one there. Can I fit them all on? No, I have more than that. Oh my gosh, did I not finish them? I have like 2 or 3. Oh wait, I see one. Here's one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's how many I had made. That's how many little octos I made while traveling in the car. That'll make for a good picture. It's July 4th, and the whole island has this really cute parade where all the families on the island come down. They're all dressed in their red, white, and blue. The little kids have a costume contest. Everyone brings their dogs, and then the cutest thing is that Lady found her twin. Then everybody decorates their golf carts, and it's just a really fun time. Hi guys, it's July 4th, and I am in my crochet studio back in the mainland where I live, and I'm just going to sit down here for like an hour and work on a few projects. Sorry, the camera keeps moving. I did not end up pricing anything at the island because it was July 4th. My daughter had all her friends over and I just didn't have time. So I have a couple choices. I cannot bring that stuff with me, which is fine. I have plenty of inventory, which is kind of the way I'm leaning at this point. But I do have a couple things I do need to do tonight. Now that I know what my inventory is at the store, I need to price a couple of items. I made these chubby frogs, which are going to be going into the store. And so I need to put prices on these. And then I also want to add this to the store, this rainbow whale. I actually sold a mama whale today, which I was very excited about. It's my first mama whale. But I want to go ahead and put this in the store. It's a smaller whale. I'm thinking of $22. I think that is fair. If you don't agree with me, let me know in a nice, kind way. But I'm thinking $22. It's super fast and easy to make. It doesn't have a baby inside. There's really no sewing involved, so I feel like that's a pretty good price. So I'm going to go ahead and price this. And then that stuff will be ready to take to the store tomorrow. I have a market tomorrow. And so I want to go, oh, I also got an Etsy order. I opened my shop up for the first time since I moved, and I immediately got an order for 4 sets of safety eyes, which I was very excited about. But I need to now like find all my stuff and actually paint these safety eyes. So that's what I need to do tonight before I go to bed. I am getting up really early because I have a market tomorrow, and I want that to be like its own video. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. I also have a black bear to fix that I pulled out of the store. When I look at the ear right here, there's like too much of a gap. So I want just to take some black thread or yarn and just kind of make that a little more secure. So, and then I can drop this off as well. So I'm going to work on that, do my safety eyes. If I have time after that, I might add a few items to square to take to the market, but really I feel like I'm pretty set for the market, except for my mini octos. I definitely want to tag those. And I also want to look and see how many little chalkboard signs I have, because I think I didn't have enough of those last time and I couldn't even put them out. I'm actually not even sure where they are. They're somewhere around here. So I'm going to go work on that. put my safety eyes under the resin lamp for about 3 minutes. So I'm going to show you guys what they look like. This is the 30 millimeter. They're really pretty. This is an ocean, it's like a tropical color. So it has a little bit of dark blue, a little bit of medium blue. This is the 25 millimeter. Hope you guys can see that. They're really pretty. The next thing that I'll need to do is add a back color, which I'm gonna do blue. And then these are 20 millimeter. Really pretty. And then the last one is 18. So, and this one is blue flash. This came in a pretty big pack. I'll link it down below. It wasn't very expensive and I got a ton of colors and they're color changing. So as you move the eye around, you get like different hues. It's really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a layer of just paint, not resin. And then the last step will be just resin for a nice clear back. So I'm gonna work on that and I'll come back and show you guys how they look. This is what they look like after I put the blue coat on. You're probably noticing that I have 3 18 millimeter and only 1 20 millimeter. Somehow I messed up on that. So I'm gonna go back right now and make another 20 millimeter. These will sit overnight and dry. And then tomorrow I will put on the last coat of resin and then these will be ready. I wanna put a little disclaimer in here. If you are ever using resin, make sure that you use gloves. I can't find my rubber gloves anywhere, but as soon as I do, I will use them. I just wanted to get this order finished because it's going out tomorrow or maybe the next day. But make sure you wear gloves because somebody messaged me on one of my videos and told me that it causes like a really bad skin dermatitis. None of us want that. And it is really hard to get off your fingers. So it's just better to wear gloves. I will, if I can't find mine, I will definitely go out and buy another box of them. I'm gonna go ahead and add my price tag to this little whale. It's going in the store. A card that I put in the store. So it has my logo. This QR code will take you to all my socials. And then on the back is a little warning about babies or young children and safety eyes. Cannot find my stretchy string anywhere because I moved. I think it's actually on the island, but I did find some purple string. So I'm gonna use the purple string to attach this tag to my whale. And then I actually need to email the owner because this is gonna be a new item. Most of my whales have babies in them, and anytime I create a new item for the store, I have to tell her so that she can create another barcode and then she sends it to me and then I add it to my card. Go ahead and label all 3 of my little frogs, and I'm also gonna fix my little bear that has the funny ear. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is work on my little black bear. This is just gonna take me a little microsecond to fix. Let me go find some black yarn. Okay, I found some black yarn. This is actually chenille yarn, which is fine because I'm just gonna kind of fix that little space behind the ear to make sure somebody can't see stuffing underneath it. That's not good. What did you guys do for 4th of July? I would love to know. We pretty much hung out at the island all day and just cooked and spent time together. It was like insanely windy. Like, you can probably tell by my hair how windy it was. And I didn't realize how much sun I was getting because it was actually on the chilly side. It was probably 70 degrees, but because the wind was blowing so much, it felt, I don't know, it felt a little chilly. Like I was eating outside and I felt a little, like my food was getting cold and I felt a little uncomfortable. But it was a nice day. Of course, I kept the market was on my mind all day. Like, is that how you are when you go to a market where you want to think about other things the day before, but all you can think about is the market? All of my stuff is in my trailer now, but I have that little fear in the back of my mind that I'm forgetting something. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I forget something? And I thought, well, my house isn't that far from Freeport. So if I had to send my husband somewhere, send him back home, he wouldn't like it. But if I had to send him, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And just like that, I fixed my little bear. Now when you pull his ear back, you don't see a little white space. So I can return him to the store shelf. Ooh, I want to show you guys the lobster that I finished. Hold on. So this is my bag that's going to hold all of my items that are going to the store. I have my black bear, and I have my 3 little frogs. I'm going to send her an email about the whale, but I can't put it out on the floor until she gives me that code. So until then, it'll just have to stay in the bag. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the lobster. Oh my gosh, it turned out so cute. I've made this lobster before, and I made it with Bernat yarn, and I really want to make a blue version because in the pattern she shows, this is all from Jade's Louis the Lobster, I believe, and it's actually a pretty easy pattern. I made it with Premier Parfait, and I like the way it turned out. I think I like Bernat better, but it's really cute. So the tail like bends, which is really cool. So what I like to do with these lobsters at markets is I like to hang them with like a clip, and I hang it like near the front of my tent. I only have one, so he'll have to be like the star of the show tomorrow. The other thing I wanted to bring is I made this little shrimp, and I just thought he was so cute. I need to put little antennas on him, but I think he's so cute. And then I thought about letting Cecil the snake make his debut tomorrow at the market, just because I've never taken a Cecil to a market before since it's my newest pattern. And I thought it would be kind of cool to have like a little Cecil display and have a few of my snakes sitting there. My testers did such an amazing job. If you're one of my testers, you rocked it. I was off by like 10 stitches in one of the rows, which threw everything else off. So I had to go back and completely rewrite the end of the pattern. But my testers were so patient and so kind, and it just went really well. So I put out an Instagram post with all of my testers' photos. They're so cute. They even came up with a new way to put the tail on. So I put the tail here, and one of my testers, I think her name was Abby, she put her tail, like if the snake's facing you like this, see, she somehow put it over on this side, and it looked so cute. So there's different ways that you can put the tail on. By the time you see this video, this pattern will be free on Instagram, and most likely it will also be in my Etsy shop if you want the PDF version. So I think that he's gonna make his debut. What should I charge for him? I'm thinking $30. He's pretty big. I'm thinking $30. And then for the lobster, I'm thinking of charging $25. So I'm gonna go ahead and make those tags because I definitely wanna bring these tomorrow and I need to get them in square. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, tag them, and then I'll check back in with you guys. Literally fireworks are going off while I'm pricing all of my things. I just finished pricing these 2 Cecils. I am selling them for $35, which I think is pretty good. They're both Bernat in these really pretty colorways. So they'll be making their debut tomorrow. And I forgot that I have some squid that I have not priced yet. And I have 3 of them, 2 of them that are priced, 3 of them that are not priced. I have priced these 2, but for some reason they don't have mouths yet. I don't know if I should add mouths or not, but the other ones do have mouths. So I like this little tiny mouth. I have this lavender one, this pink one. This is all velvet yarn, and I use a 4mm hook, and I'll put the pattern on the screen, but they're so cute and they're so easy to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and price those. I also have all of my octos, which I showed you at the beginning of the video. So I have to tag those, and I can't believe I have not shown you guys this yet. I made a new crab pattern. Let me put all these over here. I'm really excited about this crab pattern because most of my crabs are humongous, like the Crochet Vision crab, but look at this one. Let me show you his little claws. See his little claws? And then he's got the 4 little legs. This is such a fast pattern. I will put it on the screen for you guys. I think I made this in 15 minutes flat. It is so easy. It has 1 color change, no sewing, super easy. You can embroider the eyes. I used this gumdrop yarn because I had some left over, but I think it turned out really pretty. I mean, this one and this one came out a little bit darker because gumdrop yarn changes color as you go along. And then I have one more. And I sat down and watched a show one night and I made all 3 of these. So I'm really excited about that. I think I'm gonna charge $10 for these. I think $10 would be a good price, but let's look at this. This is the crab, $10. And then I'm selling this squid for $12. Now this is a little more work, but this is a little bigger. And I just feel like, that makes sense. It makes sense to me. It's worth it to me. So I'm gonna price these 3 crabs at 10. I'm gonna sell the octos for 5. And did I mention something else? I think that's it. I was gonna bring my rainbows, but I just feel like I'm over it right now. I'm getting kind of tired. So I'm gonna go ahead and price these and then we're gonna call it a night. Small things I'm bringing to the market tomorrow. And I almost forgot my tiny turtles, which I have not tagged yet. Let's see how many I put eyes on. One, I have a brown one, coral. I embroidered all their eyes. Turquoise, another coral, another brown. These always are really good sellers. This is bloom and then pink. And this little guy is pink and purple. So I think I'll just put a little sign on this and not tag them. I sell them for $8 and I can just update square. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'll just update square because I am not going to tag those right now. Just not in the mood to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go take a shower and try to get to bed early. It's about 10 o'clock right now and I'm super tired. and I will be back to talk to you guys tomorrow. And I want to show you my safety eye order and how that turned out and how I packaged that up and everything. And then that will be probably the end of this vlog. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, guys. It is Saturday, July 5th, and I want to show you the Etsy order that I finished because I worked on those painted eyes with you yesterday, and I want to show you how pretty they turned out. So this color is called Tropical Blue. I actually changed up the paint, and I'm hoping that this buyer likes it. Her name is Annie. Annie, if you don't like it, please let me know. But she ordered 4 different sizes. The first one that she ordered is 30 millimeter. And what I love about this is it kind of reminds me of like underwater ocean. It has a little bit of green, a little bit of purple, and a little bit of blue. And originally it was just blue, and I kind of added these other colors to make it a little more interesting. So that's the 30 millimeter. And then she also ordered the 25 millimeter. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so we have 30 and we have 25. Okay, and then the next one that she ordered is a 20 millimeter. And it looks like this. So you can see the difference. All similar paint. And then the last one that she ordered is an 18 millimeter. I've been using this size more often lately for smaller projects to make smaller plushies really come to life. So I'm gonna go ahead and ship these off to Annie. Annie, thank you for your order. And that is gonna be the end of my blog, guys. I just wanna let you know, did I say blog? I meant vlog. I just wanna let you guys know I had my market today and it went really, really well. I filmed the whole thing. So watch out for that video because it's coming out soon. It's gonna be my Freeport Saturday market. And thank you so much for watching all the way to the very end. And thank you for coming along with me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.